Transformers is directed by Michael Bay and stars Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, Josh Duhamel, and Tyrese Gibson. Welcome to a new series of reviews on my channel where I am going to be reviewing each of the live-action Transformers films leading up to The Last Night, which is coming out in 2 weeks. Now, I have never seen any of these movies before now, so when I first saw this film about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went in wanting it to be a really fun movie, because it looked like a really fun movie. But I also did know going in that Michael Bay gets a lot of hate for the movies he does. Now let's get into the plot. So the plot is basically, long ago on the planet of Cybertron, the Autobots, who are pretty much the good guys, and the Decepticons, who are the bad guys, they're fighting over something called the Allspark, which grants unlimited power to whoever possesses it, and they're fighting over it. And the Autobots, they have power over it, but Megatron blasts off in search of it. So when he blasts off in search of it, he ends up going straight to Earth in the 1850s, but he plunges into the Arctic Ocean, which freezes him, and the Allspark ends up being found by Captain Archibald Witwicky, and he finds the Allspark, but before Megatron goes into a comatose state, he uses the last of his energy to burn a map into the Captain's glasses, which has like a call to Cybertron and the location of where the Allspark is. Fast forward many years later, and you see a teenager named Sam Witwicky, played by Shia LaBeouf, and he's giving like a presentation on stuff that his great-grandfather, that's right. He's giving a presentation in school about stuff that his great-grandfather did, and he has like a bunch of his old stuff, and he basically wants to make money off of it by selling it on eBay so that he can get a car. And basically, he bribes his teacher into giving him an A on the project so that he can get a car, so that his dad will pay for part of it, and so his dad ends up getting him a car, but it turns out the car that young Sam chooses is Bumblebee, who is an Autobot that is sent to protect Sam because, you know, he has his grandfather's glasses, which has the map of where the Allspark is located and the call to Cybertron. And then Megatron gets unfrozen and all hell breaks loose. Now, as I said, I didn't really know how this was going to play out. I just thought it was going to be an extremely fun movie, but I did know that Michael Bay gets a lot of hate for his movies. And I really liked this movie. It was very, very fun. I really liked it a lot. The characters were pretty good for the most part. I thought that Shia LaBeouf was a pretty good choice for the teenage character, and I like Josh Duhamel's character in this as well. This is one of those movies where I don't really get why people don't like it. I mean, I know this is what people call Michael Bay's most tolerable Transformers film. I just really don't see, like, why people don't like it. It's such a fun movie that is really funny, too. Like, Anthony Anderson in this movie was hilarious. Like, these movies really stretch the PG-13 boundaries. The second one in particular really did. But this one had some really, really funny jokes that I know, like, young kids that are really wanting to see this movie, they won't get them. But adults and teenagers will get them, and I did, and I laughed.
The boy's pheromone levels suggest he wants to mate with the female.
The adult jokes in this movie were very funny, but the funny parts are just a small portion of this movie. All the other stuff is just a fun 2.5-hour action ride. I honestly think that Michael Bay did a very good job at directing this movie, and the visual effects in this film were so amazing. In fact, this film actually got nominated for 3 Oscars: Best Visual Effects, Best Sound Editing, and Best Sound Mixing. Now, for Best Sound Editing and Best Sound Mixing, I have not seen The Bourne Ultimatum, so I can't exactly give an opinion for that, and I haven't seen any of the other films that were also nominated. But for Best Visual Effects, some film called Northern Lights won over this. Not only have I never heard of that movie, but when I searched it up on IMDb, I couldn't find it. The only thing that came up was a TV movie from like 2009, and that wasn't from the year that Transformers came out, because the year Transformers came out was 2007. It's turning 10 this July, so it would have been nominated for the 2008 Oscars. There's no way this movie could have been the one that won over Transformers for Best Visual Effects. Pirates of the Caribbean was also nominated for Best Visual Effects. I saw that when I was quite young, and the visual effects were very good, but I do think that the visual effects in this film were better. Again, this is just one of those films where I really just don't get the hate for it. It's got, like, everything that I could ever want out of a fun action movie. Shia LaBeouf, really cool visual effects, explosions, and Megan Fox. That's really all I need to really have a good time. I really, really like this movie. Guys, I'm gonna give Transformers an A-. I hope you guys enjoyed the first part of this review series. Stay tuned for the second part, which will be my review of Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Thank you again for watching. Subscribe for more reviews. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. And eat some popcorn, drink some pop. I'll catch you at the movies.